Hey guys, as you can see, I am still living in winter wonderland here. I'm in the seacoast of New Hampshire, Portsmouth, New Hampshire to be exact. If you live here, you already know this, but a couple weeks ago, we got pounded with snow. Snow we haven't seen in a long time. I think it was a little over 2 feet, I want to say. I think 25 inches might have been the total. And we're supposed to get more this weekend. Okay, so it's a reality of living here in New England, but what doesn't have to be a reality is living in pain when you have to deal with all this snow. And that's one of the more recent things I've been talking about lately because this happens all the time. We get a big snowstorm. It's like all of a sudden people are doing all these heavy things that they aren't really accustomed to. And if they don't have a problem, it can sometimes create one. But more often than not, it'll flare up either a problem you already had or something that was kind of living under the surface, underlying, that was ready to rear its ugly head. And you just helped it by doing a ton of repetitive bending and twisting, right? That's what shoveling is. Or even the snowblower. You have to push. If you're not used to using your core, for example, or your legs, and you're putting it all into your shoulders and your neck, guess what? Those things are going to hurt. Sometimes you can get away with little tweaks and they seemingly go away. Okay, but the problem is you don't actually know if you just overdid it or if you actually aggravated an underlying mechanical problem. If it's the first thing where you just overdid it, you got sore muscles, those can generally go away on their own. You'll usually be okay. If you go to the gym the next day or, you start to feel better, you're pretty good. But if you find that the pain is lingering and you're avoiding certain movements, that's more of a sign that you've got an underlying mechanical issue. And the biggest mistake I see people make is that they ignore them, okay? They're like, oh yeah, my shoulder, I just tweaked it. I can't really move it behind my back, or, I can't really reach up. I'm just, letting it rest and avoiding the problem in the meantime. Well, I have to tell you, those things stay with you, okay? In our office, we look for what we call like micro movements, especially at the end range of your movement. And most people don't understand how to look for that. And they don't even understand that it's a problem. When those things go on and on and on, you can end up with this thing that constantly flares up every time you do something like shovel a bunch of snow. Insert the blank, right? I'm a big fan of not ignoring these things and getting in front of them. Number one, most of the time they're what we call mechanical. So if you work with a mechanical pain specialist or you talk to a mechanical pain specialist, they can not only help figure out what the problem is, they can help you get rid of it. And once you know what to do, the good news is you can get in front of it before you shovel a bunch of snow, and you can get right after it so it doesn't linger. That's the thing. It's very deceiving. Like sometimes people get confused. The absence of pain does not equal the absence of a problem. You want to be careful with that. The other thing too is to utilize natural remedies to try to heal something that you did injure, right? So in our office, we help our clients with something called regenerative therapy. We use regenerative shockwave therapy, and we use something called EMTT, which is extracorporeal magnetotransduction therapy. Please say that 3 times fast. But what those two technologies do is they help stimulate your body's own ability to heal. And it helps promote blood flow, cellular proliferation, which is a fancy word for all the good stuff getting to that tissue that is not happy and grumpy and angry. And it's way better for you than leaving it alone because the tissue sometimes needs a little help. And then it's way better than doing something like cortisone shot. I have my puppy here, brand new. He's not wanting to be out here right now. Dozer, yeah. In fact, speaking of that, I'm talking about shoveling snow, but I just got a brand new puppy. He's 13 weeks old. Guess what I've been doing for the last week and a half? Every morning, first thing, over and over and over. Well, he's not trained yet, so I'm constantly bending over, trying to give him treats when I'm training him. I'm like picking him up a bunch of times. Like my back is hurting a little bit. These things happen to everybody, even back pain specialists like me. The difference is I know what to do, right? The other big difference is I've been taking care of my back, for a long time. I can tolerate some of this turbulence, is what I like to call it. I can tolerate some of this resistance because I take good care of my back 90% of the time. So that's kind of like the dirty little secret. Whether it's shoveling snow repetitively, lifting a puppy repetitively, doing anything that you're not accustomed to, right? All of a sudden, out of the blue. That's exactly what's happening to me right now. If you know what to do and you have good movement habits 90% of the time, you can tolerate what's maybe not so good 10 or 20% of the time and get rid of it quickly or get in front of it quickly. It's the people that don't have any idea and then all of a sudden they put their body through it and then they just quote, let it heal or let it go away on its own. That's where people run into problems. So the message of today is tweaks are trying to tell you something. Pay attention. If it's just muscle soreness, like I said, no problem. You can get muscle soreness from going to the gym or trying a new workout. Totally fine. If your movement is impacted, especially more than a couple days, you've got more than muscle soreness. You've likely triggered or flared up a mechanical problem, right? That's something to get in front of and to stop ignoring, because the longer you ignore it, the more it's going to come back to haunt you. And one day it just won't go away. It'll become this thing. Then you go get treatment. It takes longer, right? So don't let these things get ahead of you. You want to get in front of it. That's my message for today. But stay safe, everyone. Happy winter. If you live in New England, I think we're getting more snow again this weekend. But yeah, that's my message. Dr. Carrie here from CJPT and Pilates signing off. Hope you guys have a great day.